Mr. and Mrs. Ewing, I have held your favorite table.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
White wine for Mrs. Ewing. Scotch on the rocks for Mr. Ewing.
I'll be fine, Robert, thank you.
Why'd you pick this restaurant?
I don't know. First one came to mind.
So you haven't forgotten?
That it's your favorite? No, I didn't forget.
Robert acted as though we're still married.
Pam, if you'd feel more comfortable in a different restaurant, I don't mind.
Oh, no. I'm just being silly. I'm sorry.
We were a couple for a good number of years. It's only natural for people to still think of us that way.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. In fact, it still feels natural to me for us to be together.
Me too. Except that lately, whenever we're together, it seems like we end up fighting.
I'll tell you what. Tonight, why don't we draw up a non-aggression pact?
I'd like that.
We do have to get one thing out of the way first, however.
What?
How's Mark?
He's fine. How's Jenna?
She's fine. Now, what's the problem? There's nothing the matter with Christopher, is there?
No. No, the problem's with Cliff.
Pam, how am I supposed to help you solve a problem with Cliff?
Well, you can't solve it directly, Bobby, but I thought if you were aware of the problem, that maybe you could prevent it from becoming bigger than it is.
Now you've got me thoroughly confused.
After all the things that have happened between our families, I finally believed there was really going to be peace. And I've just discovered that Cliff is still obsessed with beating the Ewings.
Well, forgive me if I'm less surprised at that news than you seem to be. What's he up to now?
Well, he's preoccupied with getting into offshore drilling. And I know it's only because Ewing Oil is interested.
Are you and Mark involved in this?
No, we're involved in some of Cliff's other investments, but Mark thinks that offshore drilling's too expensive for Cliff.
Well, Mark is right. And don't let Cliff talk you into it until you do a lot of investigating first. Wildcat for oil offshore is much riskier than trying it on land. It can cost $200,000 or $300,000 just to tow the rig to the site. And $40,000 a day rental on the rig and operating costs of up to $20,000 a day. I mean, you can invest millions and millions of dollars and never find oil. I'm puzzled about one thing, though, Pam. Why are you giving me confidential information on Cliff's potential business ventures?
I don't want to betray Cliff, but I thought maybe if you knew what was happening, we could avoid another one of those deadly conflicts between our families. It takes two to start a war.
I suppose you're right. But in this case, you don't have anything to worry about. The tracts are all posted by the federal government, and any oil company can bid on one or more of the tracts. The government sets a secret minimum bid that it'll accept, and all the bids are sealed.
So it's not really a fight between Cliff and Ewing Oil?
Not this time. There's no way that Cliff or Ewing Oil, even if they're bidding on the same tract, can find out which bid is higher or lower until the government officially opens those bids at the auction.
I'm sorry, Bobby. I guess I just overreacted.
Well, I'm not sorry. Gives us a chance to have a nice, quiet dinner together.